Hey guys, it's Man89 here, and welcome to another episode of Worth It. Today we're going to be looking at one of the most iconic PS4 exclusive games. It's Uncharted 4. And in case for some reason you never heard of it, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is an action-adventure game that came out on PS4 back in 2016, and on this video we'll see how the game looks and feels almost 2.5 years later. We'll obviously talk about its pros, cons, and at the end of the vid we'll see if it's worth buying at this point or not. So don't forget to leave a like if you want to see more of the series. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and without further ado, let's do this. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the graphics, and as you can see, 2.5 years later, the game still looks amazing. It's got tons of details, the animations are very well done, but it doesn't have any blood and gore. I mean, that's probably not important to you guys, but to me, it's very important. You know, at the end of the day, it's still an action game and it's got a lot of violence, so why not have a little bit of blood? You know, the game is super detailed when it comes to other stuff, but when it comes to gore and blood, no blood at all. You know what? Maybe I'm the only one that's bothered by this, but if you're like me and you want to have a lot of blood and gore in action games, let me know that in the comments down below so I can feel less of a sick fuck. Anyways, let's move on to the second thing that I like about this game. It's the story. I'm obviously not gonna spoil anything, but I think the story is great and very well written. There are some plot twists, and you don't even need to play the previous Uncharted games to understand what happens in this one. You might want to look up some YouTube vids that recap what happened in the previous games and you'll be more than fine, but for the record, I didn't even do that and I enjoyed the game. So the story is great, at least in my opinion, but is it too short? I don't think so, but some people would think that 15 hours to finish story mode is not enough. It's got 22 chapters and I honestly don't think it's too short, because I'd rather have 15 hours of quality content than 25 or even 50 hours of doing boring stuff or just repeating the same shit over and over. But some people want to have a longer adventure when they buy a game, and I can sort of understand their point of view, and that's why I'm gonna mention the game's length as a con. Even though regardless of its length, it's still a beautiful and breathtaking adventure. The main characters are funny, you'll visit some beautiful and exotic locations, you'll do some exploration, you'll have some puzzles, some action-packed gunfights, you know, you'll have a breathtaking adventure. And that's when it comes to single player, but keep in mind the game's got some multiplayer action which runs at 60 FPS by the way, because single player runs at 30 FPS. So the multiplayer experience is super smooth and it's got a lot of game modes, even though it'll never become my favorite thing about Uncharted, you know, that's not what I bought the game for, but it's a nice addition and I really like it. Last but not least, when it comes to Uncharted 4's price, it goes for $20 on the PlayStation Store. It's a little bit cheaper on websites that sell accounts instead of CD keys. I mean, that's where I got my game from. I bought an account that had the game on it and I think I spent maybe $16, something like that. Anyways, so is it worth the money or not? We're in 2018, keep that in mind. And the multiplayer is still alive, by the way. It doesn't take long to find games, so don't worry about that. And in my opinion, the game is well worth the money. Even in 2018, and especially just for $20, it's definitely worth the money. So yeah, I hope you find this video useful. Don't forget to suggest the game that you'd like to see on the next episode. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon.
Give it to you. Fuck, wait for you to